Tapping in, tapping in, tapping in. Gotta fix this, gotta make sure everything looks good. It is Memorial Day. Beautiful day, beautiful Monday. Beautiful Monday. Tap in with us, family. Let me get my guy in here. The king, the Dawn is in here. My guy Nick. Man, I'm gonna invite you right now, bro. Yo, you can see me? You can hear me?
Yeah. Do I need to
What's
turn?
up, bro? What's up,
Okay.
bro?
I wonder if I gotta turn off my Wi-Fi or not.
Yeah, nah, you good.
What's good with you, Jay?
Chilling, bro. You know, it's Monday. It's
Mine.
important for us to, you know, have these little sessions, have conversations, because many of us are not talking, you know, but mindfulness. We feel like
Exactly.
it's important. It's something that we talked about, and we just want to get on live randomly and just have like a mindful session, just have conversation with each other. So it's good to be here. It's a dope holiday.
Uh-huh.
It's quiet. It's nice out, so it's good. All positive vibes. How you
Exactly.
feeling?
The last of the barbecue Mohicans.
Yeah. So we're going into another, session now. It was just summertime, and now we changing the weather. We're
Mm,
just trying to keep our mind right. Just trying to keep focused on this journey we call life.
okay.
Just trying to stay focused is one of the most important things, and it's hard, right? Like
Yeah.
we go through ups and downs as men. We don't talk about it enough. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to my one of my friends yesterday. I'm like, we need to start having more, conversations with each other about how we feeling instead of like, holding things in, right? We we
Yes,
we
sir.
don't do it enough.
Update.
Yo,
Yeah.
what up, bro?
Because that's my mentor right there too. You see Dorian the
Oh,
Grin? That's my
what's up,
mentor.
bro?
Right, yeah, that's my guy. My guy.
You're doing a great job with you,
Yeah.
man. You're doing a
Yeah.
great job.
But man, when I tell you, like, that's one of the things that we talked about last. I was talking to my brother about yesterday, and it was the fact of just being like transparent, because transparent, you can see my hands. I put it like that.
Mm,
So, and that's what a lot of people nowadays I feel like are afraid of, is
mm-hmm,
somebody coming to you as with this face of like, yeah, comforting, but behind their back they got a strap. You know what I mean, ready to, do whatever they got to do to you. But when you're trained,
mm-hmm,
people can see all angles. You can see,
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So I'm not
Yeah,
coming from a different angle. I'm just coming to you as me,
yeah,
and trying to accomplish that goal that you're talking about. It all starts with how we treat each other, how we interact, because some, like you said, I think you posted a video, is like, you don't know how much influence you have on younger kids as a
yeah.
man, and the only way we can change that is through the way we interact with each other, you know.
Mm,
So the way
mm,
you, and the, you know what I mean, and the content, um and the light that they see me in, this will,
mm-hmm.
that'll help change the trajectory of where
Yeah,
they want to go. If it may not be right now, because
yeah,
no one never forgets anything it's ever heard or seen. That's why we talk about mindfulness. You know,
yeah.
so it just like if I say, what does a school smell like on the in summertime? It smells like real bleachy, and then you can start getting that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other stuff like that. So it's kind of weird, but the mind never forgets anything it's ever heard or seen. So if they see us unified together, and we're, you know what I mean, uplifting one another, so I guess it's just gonna trickle down. It's a snowball
Yeah.
effect.
And
You know.
when they know that when as a man, like when they understand, like it's like okay to be transparent, because I mean a lot of people, a lot of men, it's like
Mhm.
we have like this guard with each other where we can't express how we really feel. We try to put up this how should I say this?
Huh?
This image of success.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But how are you feeling? And I met some kids the other day, some not some kids, like some young adults the other day, and immediately when we first started talking, everybody started saying the things that they're doing in this world and what they're trying to accomplish. I said, "How are you feeling? How are you
Mm-hmm.
feeling?" And then one of them just broke down and started explaining like a situation that he was going on with his father. The other one looked at him like, wow, like now I feel comfortable to express how I'm really feeling in this moment. We try to put these images up when it's like, it's okay to go through it. Let's talk about it so you can get to the other side, right? So like when on this journey, you're constantly feeling like, all right, I could express myself. And it's mental health. And I feel like mental health, right? Mindfulness starts with us just talking, right? Like I hit you up today. I'm like, yo, let's jump on this live. Let's just have this conversation for the masses, which is important, bro. It's
Mm-hmm.
important. You know
It's
what I mean?
so in a way because it's like it's no longer about. It's no longer. I'm gonna put it like this. I feel like the way things have been set up for us have been strategically where we're like when we think we have to do it all on our own.
Mm,
You know.
mm,
So
mm.
so now with the understanding that unity brings about change, then not even saying the understanding, but just like with desegregation, like that's the nail in our coffin, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because it's like we no longer have that unity factor.
Mm-hmm.
We're not under a common flag. You understand what I'm saying? So before I mean, people don't even know, like they talk about the first Wall Street getting burned down, but Black Wall Street got burned down twice.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we had the understanding of like rebuilding and coming back and what I mean, structuring together, even though all Black people don't like each other and it's okay.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
common goal, we had a common objective. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's our common objective? What's the banner that we're flying under now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Our our banner should be just you Black, I'm Black. It is what it is. I don't care if you
Yeah. We
like
can have that. We can have
it,
that understanding.
yeah, but it didn't be small little things that separate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you like white girls? What? Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean that is what it is. Like you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I feel like it's always something that's trying to divide us, but we have to push all that bull to the side and really just come at it with the understanding of maturity,
Yeah.
because a lot of people our age or above us aren't mature. Age don't mean maturity,
No.
and
No.
age don't mean
It doesn't.
so.
It doesn't.
When we
Not
come
at all.
light in mind, I feel like we're able to actually have some.
Hey, Builder, what's up, family? What's up, family? So we are on officially the fourth quarter of the year, and it's important to identify that because the new year, new goals. But I feel like we can still finish off strong. Some of us are still trying to accomplish things for the year, and we have these, last couple months to accomplish it.
Yes, sir.
What do you suggest for, anyone that's trying to accomplish anything moving forward? They've been stuck. Do you have any like, words of encouragement, any type of motivation, any tools and techniques to push them through these last couple months to achieve the goals that they said January 1st?
I would. Okay, that's a great question. I would say go at, just go after it. Like just like all right. The other day we had a conversation on live, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about how like my thing of content, and I was just like, man, I don't like putting up content. Every
Yeah.
day I put up content every day,
Yeah.
and it's just like, all right, it is what it is. Like overcoming that, like I listen to a lot of David Goggins, and that's why. And it and I'm not an idol type person. I don't do idols, but I take words of encouragement. I take wisdom from different people, like in different
Yeah.
situations, because I don't put anybody on a pedestal because we all man. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I just like the fucking mentality that he carries around with it. You know what I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it's the you think you fat, go lose weight. You think you
Mm-hmm.
eat. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
These limitations that we're putting on ourselves are they start here.
Yeah.
It's not a limitation that your body's saying is, you know what I mean, or your physical man is saying you can't do. You're putting it on yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like, get over that fear, put that shit to the side, man up, grab your balls, and go ahead, keep going. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's just the type of spirit, like the type of spirit I have to walk around with, because we can get like I can get to a low place, and I've been to low places before, bro, and
Yeah.
it's not fun because the coming out. Not saying the coming out, but it's just the wallowing down there. Like I'm not staying down, but being down there is it's a dark place. And
Yeah.
that's how sometimes if you don't have that, me personally, if you don't have that spiritual backing,
Mm-hmm.
something to rely back on or fall back on, it's gonna
Yeah.
be harder. But without, and that's when we have to, as a community, come out and help those people. But to your question, I do feel like it's just a part of just going out there and doing it. No
Mm-hmm.
more thinking about it. Like sometimes we overthink.
Yes, we
Sometimes
do.
underthink. Sometimes it's just like, yo, fuck it. Like that.
Yeah.
That's I was telling my man the other day. Like my mindset right now is just fuck it. Like I'm going for it. I'm not playing.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Make a plan, write it down, and execute.
Mm-hmm.
20 was the year of clear vision.
Mm-hmm.
2021 was the year of preparation.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2022 is the year of execution.
Yeah.
So then it just keeps going from there and there. You know what I mean? So now
Yeah.
with all this, we're trying to make sure that this shit lasts forever. Like make $1 billion last forever. Like I'm impact, not monetary value.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a Nobel Peace Prize on this wall or some shit like that.
I love that.
You
I
gonna
love that.
I die, like you gonna be like, man, just like how I think about it like this. MLK, Malcolm, Gandhi, they weren't rich.
Mm-hmm.
They were not rich men.
D, what up? What up, D? What up? What up? That's my guy, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to my boy D, man. Like it's not to cut your wisdom, but he's someone that I've watched grow and elevate into the man he is today. And when I sit down and I talk to him, I can literally I feel inspired every single conversation. And I just want to let you know, bro, right here, like I appreciate you, bro. And like every conversation, you inspire me to even do even better, man. He's a great, great individual. He's an amazing dad. So I just wanted to get on here and just let you know that, bro. Real talk.
What's his name? Eric?
Huh?
What's his name? Eric?
Nah, that's my boy D. Yeah,
D.
Douglas. Yeah. That's my guy.
But yeah, man, I just feel like it's all about just getting it done and doing it now, because
Yeah.
the more we procrastinate, the more we just think about it too much. It's like they said the most accidents happen when you second guess. Like if you're gonna go.
You just got to do it.
You gotta go. But if you're gonna stop, it's either
and it comes down to like staying consistent, right? Like keep chipping. And even if it's one thing, right? Like even if you read an article or read a book or watched the video, you know, staying consistent in learning and then taking the action steps, like taking that action, you know, every single day. If you want to purchase a house, all right, think about the steps that it takes to get there and then start slowly taking those actions, right? If you got to save some money, if you got to save for like a down payment, you got to figure out the process of it. Taking one step every single day is very important, but we overlook it because we think about like the end goal and we're like, oh, you know what? Wow, like that's going to take a lot to get there.
So really, that end goal,
Apple, Google, none of that was built overnight, right? Like it was like literally a process, and we need to stop like overthinking the process and understanding it just takes one simple step every single day. Just be at peace with those steps, right? Like if you took one step today, be at peace with it, accept it, and then move forward into the next day. Don't overthink, like, because I've been there, and I'm saying all these things because I've experienced it myself. Like you would do something and then you would think like, damn, I didn't get enough done. And then you will overthink yourself and then you won't even do anything. And that happens often to us, especially as men. There's a lot of pressure on us to succeed. And me being a 30-year-old man, you start thinking about these things. You think about your 20s like, damn, like I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And you put a lot of unneeded pressure on yourself. So it's important to be mindful of that and just like move at ease, man. Like I'm at ease with everything. I'm at ease with it.
And you know what I learned the other day, and I recently came across this. It was like, do away with goals, but have objectives. Because a goal is an end. Now that's you're thinking of, like you said, the destination or the end.
I got you.
So the objective right now, say if I'm going to Cali, my objective is to get to a halfway point or a quarter point.
I got you.
That quarter point, all right, now my objectives change. Because So now that
Sabrina, yes, peace, peace, peace.
so now it keeps it open for us to gain knowledge and gain wisdom along the journey. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I want to say if somebody wants to be a bodybuilder, yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder or some shit, but you have to go through the objectives. Like, all right, I have to be consistent every day. I have to go
Yeah,
to the gym daily, or I mean, whatever your schedule may be. I have to eat. These
yeah.
are objectives that you have to do to get
Mm-hmm.
to the goal. So when we thinking about our path or our journey to success, or whatever your determination of success means,
Mm-hmm.
we have to understand that we have to hit those objectives instead of those goals, because those goals,
Mm-hmm.
they have an end.
Got you.
Once I get to a goal, what is my next step? You understand?
Got you. I got you. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
it's like, all right, now we can come at it with it's a constant burn, because the hardships and battles are never over. Life, like we always think like, yeah, I'm a get all this money to a point where I can stop working. The more money
Mm.
you have to work, more times than not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So once we understand, and I was reading this, what's the name, about dopamine, right? They said all addictions are based around dopamine. Not saying it's not a drug, but that you want, but our bodies are always in search for that dopamine, whatever gives us that feel, because it's a feel good feeling. That's why they call it dopamine,
Mm-hmm.
not dopamine. So that feel good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always in search of it. So we're in search of things that make us feel good.
Yeah.
Constant state of pain, or a constant state of, struggle, or a constant state of um, pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you reach that. That's when you have the understanding of the battle's not over. It's not, the battle's not won.
Mm-hmm.
The battle,
Mm-hmm.
if we talk about life, the battle is won once you leave and see the impact that's felt after you're gone.
Ah.
We'll ever really see the ramifications of our life.
Yeah. And it's so interesting that you say this. I seen an article today. The vice president of Bed Bath and Beyond had committed suicide.
Mm.
And oftentimes we think to ourselves, and we have these conversations, that money is automatically going to change our happiness, and we're going to just be happier as individuals with money, which I understand that conversation, but also on the pursuit towards the wealth, we do have to take care of our mental health. And this is why I talk about it so much. This is why, like, this is a key point in my life, in my journey, in my content, everything I put out, because this is very, very important on your pursuit to whatever you want to achieve in life, right? Let's talk about this. Let's have mindful Mondays. Let's do the mental brunch with me and my good boy D Mills. Let's have these conversations, because just because you obtain the wealth or obtain what you consider success in your life, there's a mental aspect that you still have to pay attention to. And even right, Biggie said it best, right? More money, more problems, right? So and we
And
don't
those
we
notions, bro. We don't really. We think this shit is. We think they're like, man, that's dumb. That's, you know what I mean. Niggas ain't worried about that. Like, I say that same thing all the time. More money, more problems. You know what I mean? What's another one? But I'm
that's a
not
good
gonna say.
my Jay Stone said like I wanted to get your answer to this. He said, however, society doesn't treat people without money the same as people with money.
But that's we put the value on money. We put the value on things.
Mm, mm,
You know what I'm
mm,
saying? We treat them different. We think somebody with a little bit more money is better than us. That's not
mm,
them. That's us.
mm, mm, mm.
Type thing, because it's like, so say, just like with money, the only reason money has a value because we put the value on the money.
We do.
So we put these people on pedestals that don't necessarily need to be on pedestals.
Yeah.
He said we ain't strong enough. Like what? Like,
But no, I get what you're saying, Jay. It's like this, and this is why having conversations like this is important, because we as a group, and then you also have me, you as individuals, and I feel like if we, and I said this, what you said earlier with the content I put out, with like we got to lead by example. If me and you as individuals understand that and try to be strong enough mentally, then we can lead the next generation, because of course, the older generation, we look at them and we could complain, but what about us as individuals? I feel like we can be the voice, we can be the change for the future.
All
So
right.
it's all about having the mindful Mondays and having these conversations so we
So
can change. The goal is to change and
to,
evolve.
to your boy Jay. All right. So I had this conversation with a couple barbers that I was up the road in Crofton, and we were having a conversation over like how PWIs take a lot of our black athletes instead of our black athletes going to HBC, historically black colleges, right?
Mm-hmm.
The conversation was going to where it was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Money, the type of facility they have, this and the third, the dorms, all of that other type stuff, all of the glitz and glamour of those PWIs. And then this is before we're talking about Deion Sanders when he went to Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's, you know what I mean, he brought top 1 recruits into you into the culture. It's not, and one of the barbers said, oh, it's going to take like 12 people or something like that. How do you get to 12? You start by 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can't count the 12 without starting at 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this notion of if everything's, we put limitations on ourselves, like we were talking about earlier. Think something is impossible. This is impossible. If I chop down a tree right now, you will be with your bare hands. You probably be like, man, it's probably not possible.
Yeah.
But bro, I tell you how big the tree was. I didn't tell you what. I didn't tell you could pick at it. This and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We put limitations on ourselves.
Yeah.
Be like, oh well, we can't do that. We can't. No, it starts by 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can't change your outer experience without changing your inner experience first.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understanding of like, all right, look, if I want my son to do better than me, I have to be the change I want him to be.
Yes.
We have to be the change we want to see in the world. We can't just expect the world to change by, oh yeah, we get a law change. What does that mean? People still gonna be what they want to do if you didn't change their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and it goes by like leading by example, man, and again having these conversations because I believe like if anyone knows me, like I'm a super duper optimistic person, and sometimes that bothers people and it rubs people the wrong way. Like, how could you? But the world is, you know, just having that level of optimism in your life, no matter what. Because the fact that you woke up today is a major blessing. For one, you know, the fact that you're here alive, out of how many different, you know, sperm cells it didn't have to be you.
It had to be.
It didn't have to be you, but it is, you know. So like I just try to operate out of optimism, you know, even on the dark days, even days I don't feel my best, and you know, and the world can try to shift your perception about your life. Optimism, man.
Because you choose it, right?
I choose it.
I was literally like, bro, when I tell you, it's funny that you say that. I was about to put up a video about that today. I'm still am. But people ask me, like, how do you stay so positive? How do you do this and the third? It's a choice. People think it's just like, you wake up and like, glitz and glamour, rainbows. And, you know, like, you think a building just come in my door or like, or I'm trying to make this using a last or something, this and the third. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The daily reminder of that choice you're making, because it takes a lot of energy to be a negative Nancy than it does to be a positive person. Because if I think of, oh man, this shit, man, I hate this, man. I can't do nothing because the white man, black man. Bro, at the end of the day, that's a lot of energy that you're using on things you have no control over. Figure out what you can control and center on that. You feel what I'm saying? And
having that energy also limits your creative mind, and your creative mind is the most powerful thing you can use.
It limits that pull of creation. Like you can't even you're not, because they say the energy you give off is going to attract the people that you want. You get off that, you're going to get negative people. So you're not even opening and make yourself receptive for other good energy, for good to happen. Because they say whatever you sow, you're going to reap. Because the ground cannot refuse seed. They ain't gonna spit the seed back up. So whatever you put down there, it's going to set root. You can put it in the desert, but it's going to one day.
You could look at, and I heard this was so interesting. I heard it from Wall Street chap. I got to give him. He was like, you can either think that you're being buried or being planted. throughout life. When something happens, you can think to yourself, all right, I'm being buried. It's over, done. Or you can say, you know what, this is happening to me right now because I'm being planted and I'm ready to grow to another level. So those are two, and that's just a mindset. When something happens to you, you can either tell yourself, I'm being buried or I'm being planted. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. So throughout adversity, when situations happen in your life, when you lose a significant other, you can think, all right, am I done? Am I finished? Am I just gonna call it quits? Or this is a seed for me to be planted into a better individual, a better person. So that's one thing I want whoever's in this room to take on throughout your life, throughout this week. Let's just be, in the moment, like throughout this day. You got to ask yourself, am I being buried or am I being planted? And for me, I'd rather choose the idea, the mindset of being planted every single time, no matter what happens.
Exactly. Somebody said perspective is key.
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time. Like, the truth is this: I learned this in psychology in college. He said the truth is just a difference in perception. So if I ask you what color is the sky right now, you're gonna say blue. If I ask you at night, what you gonna say? It's black.
Black.
Are you wrong?
No, because I believed it. I created that.
No, it's just whatever. Your perception is different. At night, it's a perception. Like, it's different than what it is. So I can't judge you off your perception of life because that's what you see. That's what you see at that very moment. I can't see that wrong because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But things, and we're so into keeping things the same way. I'm a history buff, so
okay.
I love learning about history, but we can't repeat history. That's the only way we don't repeat it, is learning about it, right? So we take those things that are like, okay, that was pretty fucked up. So how do we make sure that doesn't happen again? We learn about it, figure out what made that happen, and then we change that. You know? And so we educate ourselves on what the past did for that future, and then figure out what we can do in this present time to change the future outcome.
And also, like, accepting other people's perception, right? Because I've been in many experiences where I would hear something and I'm like, nah, and you would get into like a debate or an argument where it's like I had to learn to understand this individual's perception is based on their experience in life.
Their experience.
I had to accept that because that limits like the you getting upset, because that's a part of mental health. Like, how could someone else's perception on life get you upset, right? It's your perception and their perception. And when you're able to say, like, let's further this conversation. Why do you think like that? And then they're able to break down how they personally feel instead of saying, whoa, you shouldn't think like that. I don't, people automatically go, oh, I don't agree. Instead of saying, like, why do you think like that? Why do you feel that way? And it opens up to a new door to new conversations and new understanding of each other. Like, oh, okay, now I see, why you view life this way or view this, this said conversation like this,
People, we oftentimes don't want to put ourselves in the actual. We want to use sympathy. We want to feel empathetic to people. We want to feel we want to feel like for them. We don't want to be them. As far as like when we're having a conversation, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes and see it from your eyelids. Whatever you're telling, and that's why when I talk to people, I'm like, all right, let me get your story. I'm not just hearing you. I'm visiting myself as you. Like, yeah, or not saying you, but if somebody told me, yeah, my mom did this or da 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 da, in my head, I'm thinking like, what happened? Well, how would I think if my mom did this, or how, you know what I mean, this and the third. So I feel like we don't associate ourselves. We disassociate ourselves, so we don't feel that, we don't feel what they're saying. If that makes sense.
I got you.
You feel me?
I got you.
It's like we're not putting ourselves in their shoes, so we can't feel where they're coming from. Like me, I'm a Christian man, but I listen to a lot of Muslims. Like, they're very intellectual about self-knowledge and self-worth. but do I agree with everything? But I can't disregard everything they're saying because of the religious beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'll be foolish of me because as a black man, they're telling me about myself.
Yeah.
But take the meat and leave the bone. That's what my dad says all the time. Take the meat and leave the bone.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Like that.
So
it's dope, and it brings me back to something I heard a while ago. I think I forgot. It might have been Bob Proctor. I forgot who it was, but he said, "Be open to everything, but attached to nothing."
Say that one more time. I was reading the comment.
Yeah. Okay. He said, "Be open to everything, but attached to nothing." So it's like be open to like receiving the information and listening, but you don't have to attach yourself to it. Like you don't have to feel like you have to take on, and we do this a lot, right? Like someone would tell us something and we will be attached to it. And you're like, wait, hold on. I don't have to attach to your thoughts and your perception, right? That was just your perception. I don't have to attach myself to it, but I'm open to hearing it, right? Like I'm open. I'm not going to shut the door on your perception and how you feel. And this is why having Mindful Mondays and talking, so we can get our perceptions out, so we can talk and release it. You know what I mean? And have an open space where we feel comfortable with being ourselves.
Because I feel like one of our biggest things is like we don't, and I feel like this is the world trying to put this thing on us because they want everybody to think the same way or have the same thought. We don't. They're trying to take away the ability to understand. Like you're an individual. You're not like me. Nobody like me. I'm the one and only Nick. So I'm him. You're the one and only Brandon. So you're him. But I have to be able to understand where you're coming from. I have to be understanding that you're an individual. You're not going to think. We may have things that fall in between each other. We may have some things that we agree upon, but there may be some we don't. And that's we're mature enough to understand to agree to disagree. And that's one big thing that I feel like we're stuck on. We're stuck on right and wrong. There's no what is right.
Yeah.
I told you this yesterday. What is right? And it's like you have a point there. It's like there's no really right or wrong. It's just understanding there's a difference. And I have to be able to be mature enough to understand that you're you, and those are your choices. I don't hate you for them. I still love you because you're still a man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all men. But I just don't agree with that. We agree to disagree, and it's cool.
Yeah. And that's okay. And then we have to make it okay to agree and disagree. Our ego gets involved when someone disagrees with it. It's like, hold on, he's not supposed to like, nah, I gotta prove him right. When it's like, dude, it's literally okay if someone doesn't agree with your content or what you have to say. And these are things, and we're saying this on this live because these are things that we have experienced. I want to express that because sometimes, you know, you have influencers and people that get online and speak to the world, but they don't express how they went through it themselves. They just speak into the world and saying certain things. And we're sitting there watching from the audience like, wait, have they experienced what I'm experiencing, or are they just telling me what to do? We're sitting on this live expressing this because we have been down these roads. You know what I mean? And I really want to get that across. Shout out to my boy Jay. What up, Jay? The most consistent person I've ever met in my entire life. Jay already famous. Major shout out to you, man. I always got to shout you out, bro. Love you, man.
Much love to you, Jay. But to what you were saying, bro, and that you hit on a point of like this whole social media thing that I think we see a lot of people make it in a lot of things, but we only see the what they want us to see. It's a highlight reel.
Yes.
So
yes.
If I don't like people won't show you when they sleeping on somebody's couch. They're not going to show you when they down to their last dollar. They're not going to show you when they had to eat their last meal and they struggling. They trying to figure out asking somebody for some bread real quick. But they will show you, oh yeah, yo, I just got this, I got that, or I'm chilling right here. They show us the part of where they make it, but they don't show us the process in which they took to get there. And that's where a lot of people are mistaken about success. They think it's over They think it's like it just happens. It comes out of osmosis.
Yeah.
No, because
The
people
media aspect, the social media
and it's
aspect
yeah, and it's not
really confuses people. Yeah.
yeah, it's not the problem of the people watching. It's the problem of the people putting out the content because you're not explaining the road in which you took to get there. You just you show me where you started from in the destination. Nah, what was that middle passage like? They said like going across the Great Plains and all that other type stuff. With the Great Migration over to California for the gold rush.
Yeah.
A lot of people died on that middle passage. A lot of people didn't make it. So that's the thing.
So real. And I wanted, and Jay's in here talking, and I really seriously want to use him as an example because he's someone that I met. I think I met Jay like 2 years ago, and his TikTok is crazy. I don't know. You're probably like almost at 1 million, but I've witnessed this man's consistency get him to this point, and I've seen the behind the scenes. Like I've seen, like I've been with him editing videos, and I've made content with him, and I see the point that he's at now when he's a full-time content creator. And I realized the number one thing, right? The number one thing is staying consistent and blocking out the noise. Exactly. And I've witnessed it. I witnessed Jay literally do it, like block out the noise and create content. And I would meet up with him, and it's all right, what we creating? And he's in like this grind mode. Like I feel like he's had the Mamba mentality before I even understood what the Mamba mentality really was. You know what I mean? And it really comes down to staying consistent. And again, like to your point, you don't see the behind the scenes. And that's why me and you doing this live is important for people to join and have these conversations, because we want to create that open space for people to understand this is the behind the scenes, right? We're sitting here grinding, we're sitting here having these conversations.
Everybody needs to be putting out, bro. Like I'm not saying this as far as trying to control people's content, but let's kill the like that's how we kill the narrative. Let's show the behind the scenes. Let's show like, look, bro, at the end of the day, sometimes you're gonna be fucked up. Sometimes in this journey it's gonna be hard. But the thing, just think about Rocky. Them days he wanted to give up. Wanted to give up in that fight with Apollo Creed. But like motherfucker, this motherfucker keep getting up.
Yeah.
He had the spirit of a fighter.
Yeah.
Rocky had the spirit of a fighter.
So do you feel that we should with using our platforms, right? Do you feel like we should talk about the behind the scenes a little bit more to let people know, like, yo, because the goal is to inspire people, right? Like for me, like on my journey towards where I want to go, like I want to uplift people at the same time, right?
Exactly.
So do you feel like it's important to have, like, you know, those short conversations and talking about behind the scenes?
It's that
behind the scenes and bad at the same time as taking a hard road out. Yeah.
What's that?
Agreed. He said not Rocky.
Yeah, but it's just off the top of the dome. I'm a movie buff, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the concept, like it's all about the perception that we're giving. Because as influencers, that's what they call us, or call people that have that. Let me turn this.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We still here.
Hello?
We still here. You said as influencers.
There's a little. Yeah, so we have the power to influence. So that comes with great responsibility. So if you can influence the next generation or influence a certain people, what are you going to do with that influence? Are you going to take that just to show the glitz and glamour of your lifestyle? Or are you going to be there to be the transparency, which we were talking about? Be transparent with people to understand that you're human. Because sometimes, I'm not saying all people, sometimes we have this thing to where we feel like we've reached a certain status to where we disassociate with everything else that we used to go through. You understand?
Yeah. I agree.
That keeps that tier. That keeps that.
And Jay said something that's really, really important. He was like posting something positive instead of something toxic. You have a longer time trying to gain success if your content is always positive, which sucks. And look, I raised my hand, and that is me wholeheartedly. Like I try to put out content that is uplifting, that's positive, that's going to attack the mind, that's going to get people to feel better about themselves. Yes, I don't get like the views that most people get when it's something toxic, but I know in my heart and my soul that that makes me happy, and that's what fulfills me, and that's my life purpose, is to uplift the people. And it's a very challenging thing when you post something and you don't get the views. You looking at it like, yo, this is crazy.
That's what we're talking about. That's where we have to change the world at. That's what I'm talking about right then and there, because bad news sells.
It does.
That's
it does.
Like,
well, you know what it is too. We don't share enough positive content. We don't do it. We share nothing but toxic. Yeah, if something bad happens or somebody transitions right now, that is going to be shared to the world immediately. But if there's a positive piece of content, someone says something that's uplifting, it's kind of like, it's weird. It's hard for us to. It's like we shake
because you've
time to
that way
to post it or share it.
You've been programmed that way to think like that.
The algorithm, man.
No, not even that. What does the news give you? How many good stories do you hear about from the news? It's usually about bombings, about shootings, about killings, about this and the third.
Bad, yeah. The market or whatnot, yeah.
So, hold on. My daughter trying to get in here.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Mama?
Shout out to all the dads out there, man. Shout out to all the dads. My brother's in here. Great father. Jay's in here. Great father. If you are a dad, shout out to you. Shout out to you. The queen is in the building. The queen is in the building. Shout out to all the dads, man. Hey.
So, like,
princess.
What? All right, here she goes. But that's what I'm saying. Like we put power into that whole structure of like bad news sells. Like if you get a good service from somebody, because I'm a barber by trade, how many people want to tell about that good service? But if I fucked you up, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if I messed you up,
you get to talk about it faster. But why is that? Like that's a good question. Why? And I want whoever's in the chat to answer that. Why is it that negativity moves faster than positivity? Why is that? Why is negativity so powerful? Why? I really
think negativity sells.
Why is it?
Because it's all about money. It's the same thing. Like those wild behind shows with shorties on there slapping, beating each other up, that sells more than shorties on there talking about, oh, how we gonna uplift every other female. Yeah, people think it sounds corny to be, oh yeah, all pop, but would you rather watch shorties build? Would you rather watch people build something, or would you rather watch people tear something down? Which one would you rather watch?
Jay said it too. It's like, why talk about the truth when the lie is so much more entertaining? That's it. I think that's it right there, right? We enjoy entertainment. And what is when we break down that word entertaining, like what does that mean, right? When I'm entertained, does that mean that I'm tamed in a certain space, right? Like in space, like what is that? What does that mean? Because we literally thrive off of negativity, and it's mind blowing to me. It's mind blowing to me, man. And I'm on a journey of breaking that, and I will, right? Like that's my ultimate journey where positivity is popular. Let's make positivity popular. Why not?
Because you know what's funny? I was reading one time, poor people pay the most for entertainment. Rich people don't pay for entertainment like that. So we consume the most entertainment. How do you think, like, all right, if I'm a billionaire, right? How much time do you think I got to watch television? To sit down and watch the
Probably none. I don't think you got time for it.
Entertainment is for poor people. Think about we're gonna go back to the Romans.
Wow.
The Colosseum.
Yes.
Those are all poor people in there. The king up there, you know what I mean? They giving the crowd like, who dies and who lives.
Wow.
Bro. So when we stop being entertained and being informed, like to a point where it's like, yo, fuck, I don't want you, because it's all, I was watching this and1 shit the other day. I know it's kind of, I know I'm going over
No,
different
I
places,
watched the
but
documentary.
it ties in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of the and1 shit that was going on, you in New York, you know how big it was at one point, this and the third. So all of that stuff going. You feel what I'm saying? All right. So, so all of that stuff they was going through, none of those players really got paid like that. But what they did do while they were in it, they fed them the best food. They took them on jets. They took them. They made them feel good. That search for dopamine, that dopamine feel that we talked about earlier. But they didn't give them the substance. They didn't give them any substance to take on after that trip was over.
Mm.
So now, what do you really have? That's that. I feel like it goes back to that Willie Lynch shit or that slave shit. It's like where it goes to a point like, you feel it? I know it goes back to that same thing to where it's like to where it's like all right.
She
So where
wants
it
the
goes
daddy
back,
time.
exactly. So where it goes back to like, let's just give them enough to keep them silent. Give them enough to shut them up. So now you're not thinking. Now you're not. If I'm in the best hotels and stuff like that, and they're not paying me, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm chilling right now. But if you was in a shitty hotel, it was making a whole lot of money. You asking questions like, where my money at?
Wow.
You feel them?
I got
So
you.
it distracts us from asking the real question. The entertainment just asking, where's the facts? I want the notes. Like I was watching the Tyson thing when Don King was taking care of money. And Robin Gibbons, like, she was like, how much money do you actually have? Because he was taking care of all his bread. Like, how much money do you actually have? And he didn't know. You know, when I asked, he was like, how much do I have? And I'm not taking no other answer. I want to know right now.
Yeah.
But that's where the like when we stop like entertainment, I don't care about that no more.
Blocking out the noise, right? Just blocking out the noise and just locking in. First of all, I want to shout out to each and every person that joined us live. This was a Mindful Monday. We want to continue to have these mindful conversations just on a random note so people can tap in and detach, right? And gain new insights on life. So thank you for everyone that tuned in with us today. My name is Brandon. This is Nick.
Yo,
first episode of Mindful Monday. This was good.
That's why I said this is the first one. So, all right. Before we end the Mindful Monday, right? What do you expect from this? Like, what do you expect from this, and what do you feel like you can work on?
I expect this to be a place of comfort for people to come in and speak their mind on a weekly basis.
And what is
one thing what you said? One thing I what?
What's one thing you can work on? Criticism.
My patience with myself. I think that's one thing I need to work on.
I like that. And for me, I feel like this will be like where I see this going. I feel like this is a space, like you said, for people to actually come in and hear the real. Like me personally, bro, that facade, all that type of stuff, I'm not with. Like I can only be me because I've been in a place where I wasn't me. And I was doing other things for other people. So it's like now where I'm me, and let's just be real with one another. That's all I want. I want a space where we can be mindful and be real with one another, and where people can come and grow. Because like, about the entertain, all of this stuff that keeps us at this certain level, we got to do away with.
Yeah.
And the thing I can work on myself is just time. Sometimes just time management and getting stuff done. Like not being Mr. Half getting it done, but just finishing all the way and then moving on to the next project.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you everyone for tuning in for Mindful Monday. Quick conversation for you to detach and feel your comfortable self to listen to our perspective and sharing how you feel. So thank you for everyone tuning in. I love you guys. Have an amazing week. Bye, Princess.
Say bye-bye. Yo, we'll be back soon enough. Like we never left.
Peace and love, family.
Peace.